hundreds of jobs and that they will challenge it in court. Concerns that TikTok and other social media programs are making people miserable and depressed are growing across the world, and new legislation is expected to be reviewed in Europe, Australia, and parts of Asia. I'm Chuck Palm.
Friday Sports is in. Here's America in the Morning's Robert Workman.
NFL Week 10 kicked off in Baltimore last night as the Ravens squeaked past the Bengals 35-34. Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow each threw 4 scoring passes, 5 of those touchdowns coming in a wild fourth quarter. Jamar Chase had 264 receiving yards and 3 TD catches for Cincinnati, but Baltimore stopped the go-ahead 2-point try in the final minute to secure the win. Sunday action begins with the last of the European games, the Giants and the Panthers in Munich. Christian McCaffrey, last year's NFL Offensive Player of the Year, is expected to make his season's debut for the 49ers when they visit the Buccaneers. He's been out since training camp with Achilles tendonitis. Eagles at the Cowboys, Dak Prescott out, Cooper Rush in at quarterback for Dallas. 2 division leaders meet outside D.C. when the Steelers visit the Commanders, and Sunday night, another clash of division leaders, the Lions at the Texans. NBA, the Bucks beat the Jazz 123-100 to snap a 6-game losing streak. 34 points for Damian Lillard. Giannis Antetokounmpo had 31 plus 16 rebounds. Timberwolves over the Bulls. Anthony Edwards scored 33. Coach Chris Finch on his young star.
As a young player, he competed when the ball was involved, all the time, but he would have lapses. But it's way more consistent.
Also last night, the Spurs snuffed out the Blazers. NHL, the Jets blanked the Avalanche 1-0. 35 saves for Connor Hellebuck, his 3rd shutout this season. Winnipeg has won 13 of its first 14 games. Hurricanes blew out the Penguins. Carolina has won 8 in a row. Panthers pummeled the Predators for their 6th consecutive win. That's Friday Sports.
Sports this Friday, 7 till. Florida's disappearing deer. When America in the Morning continues after these messages.
Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, cultural enrichment, and all-inclusive fares. Discover more at Viking.com.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said GoodRx saved a lot of money, saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx users are compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, cultural enrichment, and all-inclusive fares. Discover more at Viking.com. I got smart about mortgages. Now it's my house I go home to.
I got smart about credit cards. Now paper or plastic has a whole new meaning.
When it comes to your money, whatever you want to get smart about, you can find it at smartaboutmoney.org. Smartaboutmoney.org is a free online resource from the National Endowment for Financial Education. We're an independent nonprofit foundation dedicated to helping people just like you get sound information about money. Smartaboutmoney.org. It's the easy place to start when you want to get smart.
Hi, I'm Queen Latifah. Even with heart failure, my mother remains strong.
Because without strength, you lose hope. Together, we will rise above heart failure.
To help prevent, improve, or manage heart failure, go to riseabovehf.org.
Take News Radio 1440 with you everywhere on your AM dial at 1440, on 95.1 HD3 on FM, through our app on the App Store, or through your Alexa or Google Smart Home device.
5 till. Welcome back. This is America in the Morning. Hard to believe, but yes, we're just 3 weeks away from Thanksgiving, and already Christmas movies are hitting theaters this weekend. Kevin Carr has a sneak peek at the best Christmas pageants ever.
Remember, turkeys, we're coming in hot with Christmas movies.
The Hermans are absolutely the worst kids in the history of the world.
First up is the best Christmas pageant ever, an adaptation of the beloved children's book.
I'm gonna be in your Bible class. This is gonna be a real disaster. That's the spirit.
The story follows a family of problematic children who take over a church's annual Christmas pageant. And while everyone thinks it's going to be a disaster, things have a surprising turn.
Well, that's a pageant I'd actually like to see. Mother Mary puffing on a cigar, the shepherds clobbering each other with their hooks.
The people making this film certainly have their hearts in the right place, putting together a charming and lighthearted movie that delivers some appropriate messaging.
Jesus was born for the Hermans as much as he was for us. We're missing the whole point of the story if we turn them away.
The film tries to evoke the kid's eye view that we see so wonderfully in A Christmas Story, though when the adults turn a blind eye to the shenanigans, they just come across as horrible parents and leaders.
The Herdmen shouldn't be here. They're a poor influence.
This, along with some archaic stereotypes, pretty sour at times. The movie doesn't put the same punch as some of these classics like A Christmas Story, but it's still a sweet film with a committed cast.
It's going to be the best Christmas pageant ever.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Keep you hit me with a
The best Christmas pageant ever gets 3 snowballs out of 5. I'm Kevin Carr, and that's the way I see it.
Anyone who's driven down Route 1 over 7 Mile Bridge and through the Florida Keys has likely seen the famous endangered key deer that inhabit the lower Keys. Correspondent Hyatt Panjwani reports there's concern over their survival due to the combination of building in the area and rising seas.
For years, the biggest threat the world's only key deer faced was being struck by vehicles speeding along U.S. Highway 1 or local roads. But now it's rising waters.
Climate change is the thing that's going to get them.
That's Chris Berg, the Florida Field Program Director at the Nature Conservancy. Key deer are the smallest subspecies of white-tailed deer. They're found on the Florida Keys.
This is a success story until now. These animals have been doing very well. They've been coming back. Population is not only stable but growing. But it's only a matter of time as the sea continues to rise that their habitat availability is the thing that undoes the key deer.
Experts say sea rise will continue to shrink fresh water and food sources that the deer need to survive. Climate change also brings the threat of stronger hurricanes that can damage their habitat and fresh water supplies.
I expect by 2050 to be standing in a foot of water, and then by the middle of by 2100 to be waist deep in seawater here. At that point, there won't be viable key deer populations here in the Florida Keys, but I think they will probably be rescued, so to speak, by bringing them into zoos. But I think that's a very sad outcome for a very, very interesting, iconic Florida Keys species.
I'm Haya Panjwani.
America in the Morning for Friday, November 8th, 2024 is produced by Jeff McKay. Senior producer Kevin Delaney. I'm John Trout. This is Westwood One.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to slow it down. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression. Izervay or avacincaptad pegol is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today. Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Paid for by Estella.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3 FM of Montgomery, a Cumulus media station.
This is the CBS News World News Roundup, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. We begin with staggering devastation from a raging wildfire that's wiped out about 200 homes north of Los Angeles in Camarillo.
It's gone. everything. I mean, all the family memories.
This happened so fast. We didn't have any preparation.
Correspondent Jonathan Bigliotti is in Ventura County.
A desperate attempt to save homes from the air and on the ground in Southern California's Ventura County. Wind gusts up to 80 miles per hour sent the embers flying far and fast. More than 2,000 firefighters are working tirelessly, their priority getting people to safety while putting out hotspots.
They're hoping for an assist from calmer winds today. President-elect Donald Trump's begun building his cabinet. His campaign manager, Susie Wiles, will become the first White House female chief of staff. CBS's Robert Costa.
She's always been known as an operative who is low-key, but really good at dealing with politicians who have these enormous personalities, who want to do things on the public stage in a certain way.
A federal judge in Texas has tossed out a new Biden administration program that provides a path to citizenship for undocumented spouses.
The program allowed undocumented spouses and stepchildren of American citizens to apply for a so-called green card without first having to leave the country. An estimated 500,000 people would have benefited from the program. District Judge J. Campbell Barker said in creating the program, the administration had overstepped its authority. He said it had stretched the legal interpretation of relevant immigration law, quote, past its breaking point. Christopher Cruz, CBS News, Washington.
In Amsterdam, police say 5 people have been hospitalized, 62 arrested after attacks on Israeli soccer fans. The BBC's Joe Inwood from Jerusalem.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu described the attacks as premeditated anti-Semitism, and we've had possibly even stronger language from Isaac Herzog, he's the president, who described it as a pogrom, massacres that took place of Jews to try and clear them out of towns in Europe in the 19th and 20th centuries.
The heir to the Levi's jeans fortune has unseated the mayor of San Francisco. Daniel Lurie's beaten fellow Democrat London Breed. She became the city's first black female mayor 6 years ago. The Grammy nominations are out in a few hours. Women are expected to figure big, including Taylor Swift, who won Album of the Year last year. Look for additional nods for Chappell Roan, Beyonce, and Shabuzi. S&P futures down 2. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
When you're hiring, ZipRecruiter's technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. What if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic. And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, everyone. If you or someone you know were diagnosed with lung cancer or mesothelioma, listen up, because you could be entitled to significant compensation. We have legal professionals standing by right now to take your call, and they'll tell you if you qualify for a cash settlement. Call 800-570-0200. That's 800-570-0200. Call now and find out how much money you could potentially get.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center, may not be available in all states.
President-elect Trump's plan to make Robert F. Kennedy one of his health advisors could impact tap water across the country, including in California.
RFK Jr. says he wants to remove fluoride from the country's drinking water, claiming it lowers children's IQ. Water districts say there are currently no plans to change their fluoridation levels. Matt Keller is with Valley Water.
Valley Water adjusts the natural fluoride level in the water to target the optimal level for dental health.
Fluoride has been in some drinking water in the U.S. since 1945, and Dr. Peter Pollack at the UCSF School of Dentistry says the mineral helps to strengthen teeth and reduce cavities.
Fluoride, when used appropriately, is anything but a good thing.
Matt Bigler for CBS News, San Francisco.
Doesn't come as a shock to L.A. fans. Lakers rookie Bronny James is headed to the team's minor G League squad after he and his dad LeBron made history last month as the first father-son duo to play together in the NBA. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Marco!
In a giant pool of business competitors, don't be the one left unseen and out of reach.
If you're a business owner and need help with your online presence, let's make it happen. Introducing Cumulus Boost. Boost your website, boost your findability, boost your reputation, boost your business. Marco? Yes, I'm Marco. Get a boost, get found, get on the map. Contact us today at cumulusboost.com.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite. It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out. Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio. Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices. Just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
He's the voice of the conservative millennial.
Ben Shapiro.
The Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
Depend on it.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010 in my garage after I overpaid for new blinds. I researched the industry, hired my mom, and 14 years later, we're one of the largest retailers of custom blinds in the U.S. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
Another mostly cloudy start to our day. Temperatures warming up, though, once again into the low 80s. We're about 10 degrees above average. And even though we get some afternoon sunshine, we still have some clouds lingering, maybe even an isolated threat for a passing shower or two. We go into the weekend and see a slight uptick in the amount of rain. Doesn't look like we'll get a ton of beneficial rain, but anything is better than nothing. And that's your First Alert Forecast. I'm WSFA meteorologist Amanda Curran on News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive. Family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, you're looking good. Your 7 o'clock hour kicks off with no major problems or accidents. Interstate systems moving smoothly into and through and around the Tri-County area. You keep listening. We'll keep you posted. Fall is here at Midtown Plaza. Shop Burlington with incredible values. Eat at Yummy Yaki. Midtown Plaza, Ann Street off of I-85. Another great McClinton and Company development. Buckle up, front and back. It's the law from Montgomery. This is Major Delay.
Good morning. I'm Jasmine Williams at WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Friday. Election day is behind us, but in Alabama, college students started receiving racist text messages on Election Day. One text message sent to a student at the University of Alabama mentions, quote, working on a cotton plantation and mentions executive slaves. University officials call the messages disgusting and say they reported the incident to authorities. Montgomery and the rest of the nation will be celebrating Veterans Day Monday, and in the city of Montgomery, the celebration starts at 9 a.m. with the city's parade on Dexter Avenue. Then at 11:30 at Riverwalk Stadium, the city will host a Veterans Resource Fair. This will also be the site of the official city ceremony starting at noon. And lots happening in our area this weekend for Veterans Day and ahead of Veterans Day. In Dothan, it's Peanut Festival weekend. There will be concerts, rides, and of course, plenty of peanuts. I'm Jasmine Williams, and these are your WSFA 12 News morning headlines.
Get ready, Pike Road, Montgomery, and Prattville. The leaves are falling, and so are my prices. Matt Horsley here from Budget Car and Truck Sales in Montgomery, 61 Mendel Parkway, next to Fraser Church, just off Atlanta Highway. Autumn is here, but forget those leaves on the ground. My prices are dropping, and I want to help you rake in some savings. That means this month only, you could save up to $4,000 on a nicer, newer car, based on the price of the car you pick. So even if your old car is busted, or just fallen from grace, leave it behind, and I'll spice up things in a car you love. So you could save up to $4,000 on a car this month. Plus, at Budget Car and Truck Sales, we're about affordability. My solution specialists work hard to help you find a car you love for a monthly payment you can afford with the banks and the credit unions that want to say yes. That's yes, yes, yes. So visit me to fall in love with a nicer, newer car. And you could save up to $4,000. But hurry, don't leave me hanging. A deal this good won't last long. I'm Matt Parsley. I'm your dealer for the people. See all these bountiful harvests of rides at budgetsays.yes.com. That's budgetsays.yes.com.
This is State Health Officer Dr. Scott Harris, encouraging you to take the Purple Pledge and support the 47 million people worldwide who are living with Alzheimer's disease and other dementias.
The number of Americans living with Alzheimer's is growing at an alarming rate. 10% of people over the age of 65 have the disease, and 2/3 of them are women. Someone in the United States develops Alzheimer's every minute. As the number of older Americans continues to grow, so will the number of new and existing cases of Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is the 6th leading cause of death in the United States. New research is making it possible to detect Alzheimer's disease and providing an accurate diagnosis earlier than ever before. Learning the signs of Alzheimer's, and if you notice them in a family member, seek medical treatment.
This is State Health Officer Dr. Scott Harris. For more information, visit our website, www.alabamapublichealth.gov.
You see miracles all the time at our children's hospital, but miracles never come easy. That's why, as great as children's hospitals are, they need our support to keep miracles happening. Put your money where the miracles are. Support your Children's Miracle Network Hospital.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese, the Russians, don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440. Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
And good morning, Montgomery. It is time to rise and shine once again, if you can. Because it's one more day, one more. You're on top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of you. Good morning to you. Happy Veterans Day weekend. I'm Kevin Elkins, and it's time for our daily bread. A word from on high, something that'll change your perspective or give you a new one. But either way, it's good for the soul. Good morning. It is November the 8th. Today's daily bread is entitled God's Timing. Our scripture insight today comes from Psalms 31, 14 through 15, which reads, I trust in you, Lord. My time are in your hands. Govern yourselves accordingly. And again, good morning. It's November the 8th, 2024. It is a day that has never been. It is also a day that shall never, ever be again. It is a once-in-a-lifetime deal. And once it's over, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back and undo all the things you do this day. And you certainly don't get a chance to come back to undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, November the 8th, 2024, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done this day. If you have lived a while, you no doubt have seen many, many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace, the mercy, the love, and the charity of God, we may, I am not sure, we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of our lives. What are we going to do with it? Well, do what you can, for whom you can, while you can, until you can't. Because somewhere along the way, somebody did it for you. A hand up, a shoulder to lean on. Somebody with ears to hear what's inside your soul. you can do no less. Benjamin Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say that is the standard of how you live your life, you'll always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you'll never be a failure. Never, until you quit. We say give out if you must, rest if you can, but never quit. Never give up. Because quitters will never win. And while winners, oh, they may lose once in a while, but they never quit. So don't you. Because quitters will never win. And winners will never quit. You got a choice in it. Keep it moving. And no matter what happens this day, remember this. And it's a great day, a stupendous day to be alive. Good morning to you. God's timing, November the 8th, 2024. We'll be back. Good morning to you.
Hey, welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. The devotional reading for today, titled God's Timing, was written by Leslie Coe. Mag had been looking forward to her planned trip to another country, but as was her usual practice, she prayed about it first. It's just a holiday, a friend remarked. Why do you need to consult God? Mag, however, believed in committing everything to Him. This time, she felt Him prompting her to cancel the trip. She did, and later, when she would have been there, an epidemic broke out in the country. I feel like God was protecting me, she notes. Noah also relied on God's protection as he and his family waited in the ark for nearly 2 months after the flood subsided. After being cooped up for more than 10 months, he must have been eager to get out. After all, Genesis 8:13 says that the water had dried up from the earth and the ground was dry. But Noah didn't just rely on what he saw. Instead, he left the ark only when God told him to. He trusted that God had good reason for the extended wait. Perhaps the ground wasn't completely safe yet. As we pray about the decisions in our life, using our God-given faculties and waiting for His leading, we can trust in His timing, knowing that our wise Creator knows what is best for us. As the psalmist declared in Psalm 31, I trust in you, Lord. My times are in your hands. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Genesis chapter 8, verses 1 through 5 and 13 through 18. But God remembered Noah and all the wild animals and the livestock that were with him in the ark, and he sent a wind over the earth, and the waters receded. Now the springs of the deep and the floodgates of the heavens had been closed, and the rain had stopped falling from the sky. The water receded steadily from the earth. At the end of the 150 days, the water had gone down, and on the 17th day of the 7th month, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. The waters continued to recede until the 10th month, and on the first day of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains became visible. Now picking up at verse 13. By the first day of the first month of Noah's 601st year, the water had dried up from the earth. Noah then removed the covering from the ark and saw that the surface of the ground was dry. By the 27th day of the second month, the earth was completely dry. Then God said to Noah, come out of the ark, you and your wife and your sons and their wives. Bring out every kind of living creature that is with you, the birds, the animals, and all the creatures that move along the ground, so they can multiply on the earth and be fruitful and increase in number on it. So Noah came out, together with his sons and his wife and his sons' wives. Would you join me in prayer? Heavenly Father, as we make our plans, would you help us to faithfully look to you for guidance and be ready to change those plans when we sense that you are redirecting us? We echo the psalmist's words, declaring our trust in you and also acknowledging that our times are in your hands. May we find peace and confidence in knowing that you, our wise creator, always knows what is best for us. Thank you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name that we pray and trust. Amen. Thanks for listening today. My name is Wes Ward, and today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
I know we don't normally have PT on Fridays. However, since this is Veterans Day Friday, I won't be here Monday. It's PT today, okay? You got an extra day to get rest later on. And somebody get Sergeant Major out here, the first sergeant tell me not retired yet. Come and get some of this. I get up by the 2:45 and earn my pay. Hard work, work. Hard work, work. That's what they say. Hard work, I earn my pay. I'll get it now. Hard work, work. Hard work, work. Let's go to work. Hard work, 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 work. Move it, move it, move it, move it. Tighten it up, tighten it up. Hard work. Hard work, work. Hard work, work. Feels good on the airplane in the early morning rain. That's what they said. Hard work, I earn me here. Oh yeah, where are those realistic papers at? Sit them on down. And the mission is go. Woo! We work for play. That's a hard-working man. We work for play. That's what I'm talking about. And now we pay homage to all of those armed forces, veterans, and present members of the United States Armed Forces. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, Space Force, and of course, last but not least, the United States Marine Corps. Good morning to you, troops. And today, when you call, if you're a veteran, I want to know your rank, your last rank. Okay, and if you got busted, then sorry about that. It is our Veterans Day separation. Good morning to you. Because I won't be here Veterans Day. I mean, hopefully I'll be alive, but I'll be taking it easy. The United States Navy. The United States Coast Guard, whose motto is Semper Paratus, which simply means always, always ready. United States Air Force, whose motto is aim high. That's better than aiming low, especially if you're in an airplane. And good morning, Maxwell and Gunner, Air Force Base. After all, this is an Air Force town, so we must pay respect to them. Good morning, boys in blue. It's time to get up, rise, and shine. And last but certainly not least, the United States Marine Corps, whose motto is Semper Fidelis, which means always, not sometimes, not on weekends, always faithful. Good morning to you, jarheads. It's time to rise and shine. I know, no smart aleck comment this morning. I'm sorry. One more time. Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Air Force, and of course, Space Force, and the United States Marine Corps. All righty. Now you guys do realize that it's a Friday, and we have to play our audio thing. But before we do that, I got to tell you about the where is it at? The student of the week and who won. Okay, now I did go to school yesterday to and tell them to to put the word out over there to go to the newspaper and sign, help the student over there. But we're gonna see if it helped her out a little bit. Okay, student, high school student, DENT. Okay, then. So let's see what the book says. Okay. It was a close call. It was a close call, but all right then. Student of the week, of course, honors the hard work and high school students across the river region, okay, who put time into their studies, their schools, and their greater community every day. And it aims to recognize as many awesome high schools as possible. Every public-private school in the Montgomery and the outer Montgomery area are eligible to nominate one student a week who exemplifies success in academia and community involvement. Now, the two students for this week, of course, were Tina Henderson of Percy Julian High School, along with another student. Let's see, he is it a he or she? Let me see now. Which one is it? I got the name. See that this is what I get. This is what I get for putting it on their paper. But that's okay. The winner. Wait, where the other person that? Oh, I got the other person name anyway. Somewhere. Tina. But believe it or not, huh? Wait a minute. Another remarkable Montgomery student also honored the school with a nomination. Yeah. Okay, Tina. What is the other person's name? Come on, man. Wait a minute. I got to hear something. Okay, here we go. Here. Amber Rogers. Okay, thank you very much. Booker T. Washington High School. She is the other student too, and she goes to Booker T. Washington Performing Arts High School, again, along with Tina Henderson of Percy Julian High School. And the winner is, the winner of this week's Student of the Week is BTW's Amber Rogers, named Montgomery Advertiser Student of the Week. Congratulations to her, and also congratulations to Tina Henderson of Percy Julian High School, who got nominated. But hey, they can put you back in the hopper, and if you didn't win it, you still got a shot at doing it for the end of the year. And we're going to do this for a few more months, I think, until when is school out? April, May, or somewhere around there. Anyway, congratulations to Amber Rogers, who's an exceptional student at Booker T. Washington. But all of our kids are exceptional. All of them are. Okay. So the most important win that you could ever get is the win in life. When you take that education that you get out here, you make a difference. You make a difference not only in your life, but in the life of others. You guys are on the right path. And again, wait a minute, hold it, wait a minute. I must give her, hold it. Okay, here we go. We gotta give her her due. Okay, I'm just saying. All right. So we might want to do this and help them out, but Rose, the winner, Amber Rogers. I don't know why I keep saying that. Okay. I don't know why I say Amber. Who is Amber Rose anyway? Okay. Anyway, congratulations, Montgomery Advertiser Student of the Week, Amber Rogers of Booker T. Washington Performing Arts High School. One more time, come on. All righty then. Good morning to you. I mean, what can I tell you? Okay, what can I tell you? Outstanding. Montgomery is full of students like that. And it is a shame that we don't get as more kids introduced in this program as we do the football players. Okay, we don't. And the baseball players. So and what's ironic about that is most of these people who get their names in the newspaper will be working for some of these people who getting student of the year, student of the week. So hey, don't worry about it. Don't be jealous. Okay. So all your high schools around here, all you got to do is be in the 9th grade and above. Okay, and they'll put you in, and anybody can put you in for consideration. Again, this is the email address in which you send it to, and you send it to Student of the Week at MontgomeryAdvertiser.com. There's no. Now, if you can't spell all of that, ask your student that you're going to put in for this to spell it for you. All right, Montgomery Student of the Week. That's all one word. Small letters or large letters. Student of the Week at MontgomeryAdvertiser.com. All right, now here's my little thing right here, my motivating thing today, and then we'll get on to other things. Okay, so y'all don't go any place. It's only 5 minutes long, so I think you can handle this.
We would get in the bus at our hotel, and we would drive right by the stadium, and we would stop at what's called the Gator Walk. And every game I played there was probably 20 to 40,000 fans at this Gator Walk, ready to greet us as we get off the bus. I would see all these people. I got to tell you, there were a lot of voices that started to hit me. One of the first voices that instantly hit me was pride and arrogance, because I would look out and I would see thousands of jerseys with my number on it. I would look out and I would see Bible verses that they were wearing because I wore them. And so for a second you thought, dang, I'm something. They're here for me. This is pretty cool. I must be somebody. There's a picture that I stumbled across, and it's one of Time's 100 most influential images of all time. And it's the picture of this young girl. She's on her way from her village to a feeding center not far away. And she's so malnourished and she's moving so slow that this vulture is waiting to attack. So the young man that took this picture I think there was probably something in his heart that he wanted to do good. He wasn't sure. So he captured this picture and he just waited, and then the vulture got closer. So he kind of shooed the vulture off, and then he walked away, and the vulture would come right back. And he was told, because of some of the sicknesses in the areas, don't touch anybody, don't do anything. And so he didn't. He didn't. He did nothing. Because apparently the cost was too much. So he left. He went back. The New York Times published this photo in 1993. In 94, he won the Pulitzer Prize for this photo. 4 months after this, he chose to end his life. You see, every single one of us, we have a chance to be successful in life. And you know what? I hope you are. I really do. I hope you're successful. There's nothing wrong with being successful. But success is just about you. But significance is about other people. You see, that man that took that picture, he had success. That's one of the greatest honors a photographer could ever have. But obviously it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. So what's going to be enough for you? You see, success is great. You can do a lot of things with it, but it's not going to be fulfilling. And you can never forget that sense of urgency, that it's not about your timeline, it's about their timeline. While you might have 30, 40, 50 years, they have days, minutes, moments. She had moments, but it wasn't worth it to go pick her up. It wasn't worth it to give her a hug. It wasn't worth it to tell her about the gospel. Yeah, I won a Pulitzer Prize, but what does it matter? What does it matter? It doesn't. And I think the greatest tragedy in life is we're going to look back one day and say, I was successful in things that don't matter. I want you to be successful. But more than anything, I want you to be significant. And when you live for Jesus and you love people, I believe you're going to have a life of significance.
A life of significance. Success is for you. Significance is for all of those that are within your life and the lives that you touch. That always gets me right here in the heart, right? Because I don't know how many times we as human beings, myself certainly included, have not done all the things we could have done for the folks that we know sometimes. Oh, we make excuses in our mind like I have. Oh, I've been to stop and pick them up. You know, it's somebody, they may be a crook. They may be this and they may be that, so I don't stop and pick them up. And you'll never know what blessings you could have gotten. You just will never know for picking up people. Yeah, it's taking a chance, but you know, I believe, and so I try not to run past people all the time, except kids coming home from school. They need to be walking anyway. But I mean, you know, sometimes you see people with groceries walking down the street, and we won't stop. And that's an opportunity. Now, I try to do that sometimes. But again, to be significant and to be successful are not the same thing. But I believe if you are significant enough, that will lend itself to your success. That's just me thinking. You know, that's just me saying it. But all I know is, you know, we we got to do better as human beings sometimes. We need to do better. And I'm certainly including myself in that also. We need to do better. So just like he said, so do you want to be successful or do you want to be significant? That, my friend, is a question I think that all of us at some point need to ask ourselves. And I'll are significant. They go in harm's way. They go to distant lands, not because anybody wants to get shot at or anybody wants to go away from their family, but they go to fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. Okay, and so it's our choice. Do we want to be significant or do we want to be successful? I think every man and woman child, we got to ask ourselves that question: significance or successful. I think people hit that one out of the park, and that's what that was. As a matter of fact. Hit that one out of the park. That's a break, and we'll be back. And while I'm thinking about this, think about that. Do you want to be successful, or do you want to be significant? That, my friend, is a question. Somebody, we have to look in the mirror when we ask that question. Which do you want to be, successful or significant? We'll be back right after this.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven, on News Radio 1440.
Montgomery, we've got our first Highway 31 down in Fort Hall. We've got multiple vehicles involved in this. Medics are on the scene. Highway 31 northbound in Hope Hall, just past the interstate. Very likely to ensure the river region since 1988, customizing your insurance needs to the perfect plan. We'll have a guarantee.
That was just like
Get ready, Pike Road, Montgomery, and Prattville. These are coming, and so are my prices. Now, firstly, you can find in Montgomery. Next to Fraser Church, just off the ground here. Autumn is here, but the different weekend prices. The prices are dropping, and you can get more things and savings. That means this Montgomery, you can save up to $4 million on a nice little party. Based on the price of home. So even if your old car is just invested, but just got on the road, hit my hand, and that's something in the car you love. So you can save up to $4 grand on a car business. We're about to solutions for your car to help you find a car you love. Your monthly payment you can afford. You can have these independent dealers that want to say yes. Yes. So this week, the car you love is a natural real car. And you can say that again. But hurry, we had a deal with good help last night. And that was like, I'm going to afford it. See all these benefits. If it says yes.com, that is sure yes.com.
News where municipal sewers are not available and maintenance is important. Failing septic tank systems can endanger the community, the polluted environment, and be expensive to repair. Your system from failing. Keep a separate container for grease and dispose of the use detergents, low and spread laundry loads over several days to overload the system and fix the top. You need a permit before installing a new system or before repairing an existing.
I had one of those news so this day I can know
system.
I had no money to sleep. And all you gotta do is that early in the morning. All you gotta do is like 2:30. This is MBS in the it takes 12 years to build a building. It takes about the same time to build a building. The difference between trying to come to the world and never back in the they show if you get to these kids earlier, the chances of it. Kids who really well by third grade and nobody actually the so you can be in United Way. I said, we don't see it. We don't actually it's still possible. You come and volunteer. Because when the chances of lost Click the code that UnitedWay.org. Brought to you by United Way, the health capital. We don't care. They don't care.
Witty and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levine this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Okay, we are going to get coming up next hour. I got the man himself here, a veteran of his own right. I said this is Veterans Day, yeah, I won't be here tomorrow. I won't be here Monday. I hope I'll be on Earth. I know I won't be in the microphone. Somewhere else, just having a good time. I'm gonna drink my first beer. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drink my first beer. My son tells me he wants me to drink the wine. I've never had alcohol. So somebody come get the keys. So if I love, I get my first drink and then go to jail for DUI. Because I don't know what being drunk feels like. I think I'm going to do that a lot. No. I mean, that's not tasting alcohol. It's probably too late. I gotta get right to him. Not really. I got 8 years here, though. I've ruined the record. Yeah, that's true, too. That's what you hear my guest in the next hour, Steve Brubaker. And you guys can call wine on this show about the elections and all that stuff. And we'll get his take on why things happen the way they do. Also, there was no surprises in Alabama. You know, none whatsoever. You know who's this? Yeah, we know who you are. Gunnery Sergeant, gunning. That's right. Hurrah! Yes. Yes. Well, I understand. Well, good morning. They escorted me out of here just as fast as I got in there the other day. Yeah. Listen, I'm just trying to get somebody to tell the truth that they would not let me be airborne in the Marine Corps. So they said I was too short. But that's the only reason I wanted to say you just leave, but I wanted to leave more than I wanted to leave. And so when they said you can't do it, I'm just telling you, 1977, Yes, I did. Yeah. Wait a minute, wait a minute. What did I? No, we're talking about 77. What did I know about a congressman? I was there to try to stay out of jail. So what I know about congressmen? Yeah, 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 yeah. I know it's a heart requirement for some reason. Yeah, 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 and then and after that, you went to recruiting and hired on duty. Mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, and you mean the Marine Corps got criminal now too, and when you touch somebody, I mean, come on, man. Like, well, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. All right. Y'all survive. Yeah, y'all will survive that. Good morning on air. Yeah, that is. Okay. Appreciate that. Yeah, okay. But then,
That was I don't know. When he was driving out there, he kind of took me by surprise.
yeah. What was the biggest? What was your biggest surprise during the election?
Um, I'll be honest, I didn't do anything else. I mean, hats off to him. He was very young. There was a 49% African American, 49%, and Democratic and Republican guys that handicap these that beat these. So if he performed to expectations, he should have won that race by 3 points. He won it by 10.
That's
Well,
not.
no, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
it's
wait a minute.
pretty impressive.
If we gerrymander a district,
No. He should have won it. He should have won it by 3 points. He won it by 10. And that's a good campaign. Anytime you overperform,
and how can you not overperform if we come up with a geographical location
specifically to fit the demographic. If he performed as the people that view the district expected, he'd have won about 3 points. That's what they say. 10 points. That's what they say. So, no, well, I'm telling you, that's what the Republicans said too. Yeah. 3 plus 3. And that's a good campaign. And, so hats off to him. I wasn't surprised he won, but I was surprised he won by that much. I think here's the other surprise. Here's what I like conspiracies. I still listen to the show, even though I don't call much. All right. Then, in the election we just got through with, Kamala Harris got rounded up. You got 70 million, right? In 2020, Joe Biden got 81 million. So that's 11 million Democratic votes this year. Now, in 2020, Donald Trump got 74 million votes. And this time, winning, he got 73. So there are 12 million votes that just sort of evaporated into thin air. And the funny part is, if you go back to 2016, the total numbers of people voting are just like they were this year. So why is it that in 2020, nearly 12 million voters that just seemed to come out of nowhere and then disappear? And I'm telling you, that is an aberration. Oh, somebody cheated. Well, I didn't say that. Now, listen, everybody's about to call in and go nuts. Kevin said that. Right. I'm just saying that 12 million voters. Where do 12 million voters go? Well, that's my question. You're the guy that knows everything. I thought I'd ask you. Okay, let me see this. I'm telling you, that surprised me, Kevin. I did not think the voter fall off would be 12 million. Well, good morning. Who's this? Good morning. How are you doing? Happy Veterans Day. I remember that. Politics can be pretty thankless. And it takes a lot for me to feel genuinely real empathy for a Democrat politician. The way the DNC, the Democrat elites are treating Joe Biden since the election, I mean, I don't think he wanted not to be the candidate. I think he was forced out. And now they're blaming him because they didn't win the election. I mean, we got to take a break. We all. Let me tell you something.
Deal 1440.
I've never said it. I never believed they stole the 2020 election until last night. I mean, especially when it's doing social content. You know what I mean?
What you doing these days, man? I mean, you're doing
Man,
car
I'll tell
thing.
you, we just spend all of our time taking care of her dad after the he fell and hit his leg. And we couldn't stop it. And he got through the operation fine, and then he died in rehab. I mean, you know, got the mouth for people, they're real active. When they couldn't move around, they got pneumonia. He's a great guy. Now her mother, she's gone now. And he's works at the church. He runs the children's. He's trying to do that. Not spend most of my time taking care of him. Like I'm taking him to Birmingham up to a doctor's appointment on Monday, which means we'll leave Sunday night. You don't have to make scratch to the brain. Oh, you know, there's a certain amount of you say 5 people. I tell you one thing, I'm more back there. Military.
Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah.
Well, you got 100 and pounding up and down now in Afghanistan. You know, and got more off of that. You know, he died, he was all right. 2 days later. Yeah.
I mean, with the stuff you have to carry on, not with you. I'm surprised I can even walk. And when you short like I am, that one, all you saw going down the streets, going down the ramp, it's not
not only that, it's just this. It's just less wood to absorb that force.
Yes.
Well, I like
That train came out.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Really? Listen, but already you got the miles, your boots, you got the medical radio. I mean, you the bad one. You're not even there, everybody.
The big army
was like the UN. And that was Shelley Cosby. He gave everybody a beret. Everybody going there and everything. Yeah, they had. Yeah. Listen, anybody who's don't believe in the treatment, yeah, he said, no, they did a great job in the look at how many Marines are actually there. And what they got a lot of Marines killed.
If you ever heard AOL, you knew and probably loved this.
Yes.
You got mail.
What Trump is going to do is going to be a mistake. I'm not going to say it here. That tariff is a mistake.
$200 to say that. Files done.
It's going to raise prices in America. We can't make it. But he's going to. If he goes to you know, it's people that make America don't make the prices down.
Of course, the only reason of life, in my mind, is fuel price. And the only reason why the fuel prices go up is somebody wants to make money.
Fuel taxes negotiable. Right. Federal, you know, and Biden cut production. They started making fracking and all that. We all get leases in the Gulf. You know, he stopped American energy. Force people to do it.
No,
they never will.
I wouldn't. Unless it's a fraction.
on the hybrid, if I run,
He loves it.
Yes.
The right thing about the hybrid is he said that he said, last year about he says, you have to put a fuel. He says, I can only go 25 minutes on the electric part of my car. And the rest of the on regular gas, but I can park in all the politically correct places. Because it says HEV on the back, hybrid electric vehicle. I love this. You talk about some people man, you actually, be looking for a job.
Well, it's actually articulate the position. We met one she's at a rally on the post, and the woman actually.
Hey, we done?
No. I remember I got into it.
Let me say, right out there. I gotta go.
But she said, what are you going to do with the 4 people? She said, 4 people. Everyone is doing.
Yeah. Not everybody. Those Venezuelans are flying in.
And we are back. Well, I guess for a little while longer, Mr. Dick Brubaker, former senator, former House representative, almost Congressman.
No, it's close, man.
Yeah. Well, we had that. I mean, I thought that was yours to lose. I thought that race was yours to lose.
Oh, listen, the turnout on the one-off was like 11 houses just beat me in those rural counties. I mean, look at how low the vote totals were. I mean, now I do think I could have gotten closer to tomorrow than 10%, in 10 points. But as it turned out, that was, I mean, he ran a great race. Yeah. I'm not going to.
And I'm not, I don't have any difference than a Democrat, but I find him to be more centrist than.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I haven't really done well either or. But but all of being Democrat publicly, you have to say all the crazy things you have to say because you belong to that party. And let's prove the record on something. Just because you vote for a party doesn't make you part of the party.
You're absolutely right. And as a lot of people that claim to be Republicans, right, when they get into and they actually vote, look at John McClain. When his last re-election campaign with the U.S. Senate, he ran on repealing the Affordable Care Act. But when he got back into office, he was supposed to save it. I mean, he was a Republican. And I will tell you, if you want to see a place where big government has failed, the Affordable Care Act has done nothing but raise medical costs. I mean, I was in the car business at 95 employees, and just to keep my employees having not almost as good of insurance as we had before the Affordable Care Act, this is my little business, cost me, the employer, $300,000 extra every year. Because of the new Affordable Care Act, their deductibles would have gone up from $3,000 to $10,000. And if your deductible's $10,000, you ain't got any insurance.
Yeah, or you don't need insurance.
Well, I mean, they don't have $10,000 to pay.
No.
And so, as a businessman, I had to buy secondary insurance to lower the deductible back to $5,000. And, I'm telling you, it just making government bigger usually doesn't work.
And the problem is, if your name is on the front of the check and not on the back of the check, then you know what it costs.
Oh, yeah.
And most of us who sign the back of the check don't know what it costs, don't really care that it costs that. We just know that we won't.
And that said, there are places where government certainly could lead the way. I mean, I got a son in the military, and there is no equipment too expensive.
Right.
I don't care what it costs. If it makes soldiers more survivable against a near-peer enemy, I don't care what it costs. That's the one they should buy. And so in that case, I'm all for the big government, military thing, but not on taking over 30% of the economy.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes.
Good morning. How are you? Who is this? are you? I recognize your voice. Okay, I know exactly who you are. How are you doing? Yeah, it's good to hear your voice. Yeah, I remember you. That was a long time ago. Okay. What? What do you mean? Wait, all of what against Trump is political? Well, I don't know. The question was not whether the charge. Wait a minute. The question was were they politically motivated? I didn't say the charges were ridiculous. I said, but of course they were politically motivated. The Attorney General of New York ran on it. I'm not so sure. Oh, maybe. But if we want to get technical, did they prosecute Hillary Clinton for classified documents that she took home? Okay, then. Here we go.
With politics.
Well, okay. Okay, are you? Well, I don't know. All right, we'll agree to disagree. But I think that when people start with countries, when we start, if Republicans started prosecuting whoever they think they're next, let's say when this is all over and Trump has appointed his own FBI director and some attorney general, some Republican attorney general, they start going after Kamala Harris on, I mean, whatever, just pick it in your mind. The first yell from the Democrat side are going to be, you're just prosecuting your political views. And I mean, and that's what you want to. And my main problem with the way they did it in New York is her public statement. I mean, if you're going to run a trial, run a trial. Don't run a media. And, if you don't want it to look political, don't make it political.
Especially, she said she ran on going after Trump.
I mean, that's it.
She ran on, that was her whole platform.
I mean,
yeah, that's politics.
Oh, come on. How is it virtue? How is it virtue to break American? Okay, go ahead. Oh, no, listen. I think one of the reasons I got beaten that election was I came out and I said I thought Trump, if he wanted to put that tariff on Airbus, they did no deal. I came out against it in the legislature. And that's what they used to get. Oh, he hates Trump. He was against economic policy. Yeah, I mean, that was a bad economic policy. I mean, it would raise the cost of every plane built in Mobile like $2 million.
9:14 in the morning. Good morning on there.
Good morning. Yeah, I know about classified documents, not the email. Yeah. Well, it's the same thing. They're both illegal. If nobody's talking about putting her in jail, then it's holding them back. That's a good question. I don't even remember the media asking.
Well, you can actually send it to yourself in that. Like, how do you know that? Mhm. Okay. Well, that's history anyway. So,
Well, no, I mean, he's got a good point. I mean,
well, the server in her house dealing with a secret document at home. That was, we don't do that. What president was that? And who said you had the right to do it? Okay.
well, that's the thing. Let's treat everybody the
Right,
same.
right. And there's the
Prosecute them all,
politics
leave them
now.
all alone.
Yeah, all right. Great. And again, it's all politics. Let me ask you a question. And you can answer this question. Trump's statement has issues. Okay. I think sometimes he opens his mouth and says to quit. But given the two people were just running, I take him over all anytime. But here's my problem. Why do you believe that even with all of his shenanigans, all of his work, that so many people still went out and voted for John Trump?
Oh, well, I think, you know, all the polls before the election, when they asked that question, do you think the country's headed in the right direction or the wrong direction? The wrong direction, was 55 or 56%. And that was a bad number for incumbent. And she was incumbent. She was an incumbent vice president. And let's face it, who's the Biden Harris administration? And if you got 50% of the total voting in the country's headed the wrong way, that ought to tell you that you have a hard selling job. And I think what Trump was saying was, when he was on the campaign trail, he talked about inflation. He talked about foreign wars that people are concerned about. He talked about the border. He talked about when he was in communities where it was a big problem. He talked about law and order. He talked about things that people care about. And I just don't think that Vice President Harris did as good a job. And I'll give you an example of the things that did do a good job. If you look at Shamari's commercial, he talked about kitchen table issues. He didn't talk about gender politics. He didn't talk about that it's a luxury liberal issue. He talked about where people, try to educate their kids, try to get this transportation, try to buy food. And his solution is not at least he talked about those issues. And Vice President Harris, the only clear policy she talked about is on the release of corporate taxes. And that's not an agenda. And you got, especially when inflation's high, you've got where there's a lot of concern about immigration. We've got to talk about it and offer solutions. And her solutions on immigration, nobody would buy it because for the first 2 years of the Biden administration, she was saying she was the czar. She was in charge.
Yeah. And that's a very important, and this is a very important question because our country is changing to the point now where free speech is in jeopardy. And if you say, and let's take Giuliani and the people Giuliani got tried for defamation because he said in his mind he got cheated. He got they still vote. Now we got the federal government taking everything he owns. I think that is a banana republic. I don't want the president to do anything about this. We all should look at the court system. But you don't have the right anymore in this country to say, I think I got screwed blue with that too.
Well, I don't know enough about the Giuliani case to speak cogently about it, but I'll tell you this. Progressive, when it comes to free speech, they're terrible on that issue. You go to these college campuses and you've got university administrators forbidding alternative points of view.
Right,
I mean, if you're going to go, there are places you can't go and say, I think they're too deep. I think they're men and women, and they're going to say you're a hater. No, I'm not a hater. I just believe in biology. I mean, they want to shut you down. How do we do that? You don't let them shut you down. Right. That's how you fight it. You've got to get people at the top to quit talking. I mean, when you have behavior like that, the very basic of democracy, the free exchange of ideas, I'm telling you, the President of the United States, in that case, it would have been Joe Biden, he should have been telling people to cut it out. Because when you get to the point where you can't even talk about stuff, you don't even have a democracy. No. And so free speech is fundamental, it's foundational, and it's the speech you don't want to hear. It is a speech that needs to be protected. You even got comedians being told they can't tell jokes.
Exactly.
And that's absurd. I mean, what kind of country would you want?
Maybe the next 4 years we'll never hear this.
Well, I hope not. But I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, it is a shame that we didn't get to Giuliani. I mean, it's just a shame. If I was from another country, I heard about this, I would think I was in Somalia or something. What? We are taking everything this man has because he got Cuban all over his.
Well, I don't. I haven't been following that. I don't know if he's the same dude.
Well, that's a thin. That must be a thin line between a criminal and a thing.
Like I said, I don't know. Yeah. I haven't followed it at all. But I will say that even just making political statements, when the day comes when you can't say what you want to say, America has changed for the worse. Yeah. And even if it's opinions you don't want to hear.
I think some of the bricks are falling.
I hope so.
Good morning on air.
Congratulations.
Let me take a break. We'll be right back.
There's always one guy stuck in the 7th grade somewhere else.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Oh man, listen. I was thinking 9:30, then I gotta go. Okay. So, how long are you gonna keep at this, man? 3 years. Really? Good. Everybody like good.
This is fair.
Yeah, I did. But you made a living just. That's why they listen. They get mad again.
Well, I'm the only. I guess I'm like the only black person in public that says that I am Democrat.
Yeah, but I will tell you something. Judging by the election results, I'm not black women. I'm not black women. They're tired of black women.
Yeah. And going to court means that
yeah. The return to stability. I don't think Trump's the guy to lead the return.
Probably not. But I don't think he's also. I think Trump has been provoked in so many ways, calling him a stooge, a scholar. The president of the United States, you think he was, when the only guy I know that actually went to another country and threatened to lead it was Biden. He threatened that Ukrainian, that you better get rid of him because he was investigating himself.
Oh yeah, and I'm not going to say here, but the Obama administration. I mean, we ran that. Him and the rest of it. Man. The result is now 2 wars.
Yeah, it's my understanding of civil rights either. So I think we ought to just stay out of it and let them fight.
He's in a second world country. Yeah. None of those places are democracies the way we understand.
Right.
I mean, you get to vote, but you better keep your mouth shut and or it wasn't immigration. Is there valid? They don't want
their philosophy is inconsistent with our constitution.
That CNN lady interviewed Orban.